Back in January, metalworking and MRO products distributor MSC Industrial Supply made an announcement that has been the most read news item on ID in 2021 by far. MSC, number 9 on our Big 50 list, said it was overhauling its customer support model in a move that would close 73 branch offices that were already temporarily closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Having previously announced the significant downsizing of its Long Island customer support center, MSC said it was enhancing its in-person and virtual support, centering on a move from a branch office network to virtual customer care hubs that provide personalized support to customers regardless of their location. It was understandably huge news, as MSC was the first large industrial distributor to make such an announcement, and because large and mid-sized distributors have relied upon a network of brick-and-mortar branches basically forever. In this episode, I chat with Eddie Martin, Senior Vice President of Sales and Customer Success at MSC, about what led to this move, what it means for MSC, and his thoughts on the industrial supply market's recovery. All right, Eddie, this announcement wasn't out of the blue given the news of MSC relocating its customer support center, but it was huge news on ID nonetheless. What can you say about the performance of MSC's customer support staff and sales associates that led to this decision to invest in remote customer service and downsize brick and mortar locations?
Yeah, just thanks for having us on today, Mike. I really appreciate you taking the time. It's I think it's the confluence of a bunch of different things. Number one, like we're always trying to figure out a better way to do things. We always want to figure out ways that we can be mission critical to our customers on the plant floor. And a lot of that, gets down to like, hey, do we have our resources in the right spots, right? I think that's number one. The second thing I would say on that is if you look what we're doing with mission critical, it's a part of mission critical is all about how do you take $90 to $100 million out of the business from a cost perspective and then reallocate that into growth levers, right? So that was brewing around in the background. And I think what happened with the pandemic, the notion was in our mind that we could do a different customer support model, but do it differently. What the pandemic did is actually inform that decision. We made the choice when the pandemic hit. We went to remote offices immediately, both in our headquarters locations as well as in the branches. And the thing that we saw was absolutely amazing. Though we moved people out into their home offices, our call volume, our digital volume actually increased as customers were curious to what was happening with their orders. We had big demand on PPE. We saw a volume spike, per person spike. And because we were able to move stuff around in the network, our customer satisfaction actually increased. And we had a pretty high baseline to start out with some of the things that we do in our old branches and our customer care side of it. So, you looked at all that data and said, listen, we can make this move now and we can do it with confidence. And we decided to do the big bang approach and actually go and do that. The other piece I would say, from an associate perspective, the bulk of our associates actually like the option of being able to work from home. So it's a win from a customer perspective, it's a win from an associate perspective, and it's a win from a cost perspective. And then what we're able to do is then take some of that money and invest it back into other areas of growth, in terms of like we're increasing our feet on their street, we're increasing our inventory management solutions folks, we're increasing our metalworking folks, all out there to meet the customer's needs and demands. All the credit, goes to our associates. One of the best things about MSC is our associates and the heart that they have for our customers and for each other. Everyone has embraced it and they're actually performing well. We get together and we talk about any issues that are popping up on a twice a week call with our frontline supervisors. We've quickly got those issues identified and put to bed. And the other thing is we're continuing to measure our customer satisfaction with our support ecosystem. And once again, those numbers continue to be best in class performance. So, if you look at the output metric and versus the changes that we did, we have not missed a beat with this. And quite frankly, as we continue to harden the organization, it's only going to get better. The benefits that we have is, we are cross-channel at the end of the day. We have a high touch model that puts us right in the shop floor. We have great customer support, whether those are digital capabilities or those are actually people. And then if you think about it, our goal, and continues to be our goal, is for a customer to interact with us in any mode, whether that's on their iPad, their iPhone, on a computer, a telephone, or belly to belly within a customer set. So it's definitely to our strength, and it's kind of how we play it in the industry.
All right. Well, Q1 of 2021 is wrapping up, and it seems to be the first fiscal quarter since the pandemic began that distributors are really sharing some market optimism and discussing growth. So what can you say about the current state of the MRO market's recovery?
I think that the outlook looks very bullish for the industry. One of the things we tend to take a look at in our business is the industrial production index. And what you're seeing is sequentially that's improving. It's still a little bit to the negative side, but when you look into the back half of calendar year 2021, the outlook looks very, very bright. So we're encouraged from what we see out there, and we're investing in growth.